Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva, Subhadramayi Jaya Sudarshana, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Anantade, Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Anantade. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरे हरि बोल, जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की, Savior of the whole universe जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरे हरि बोल. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome you Prabhu. So we have made you co-host.
Yeah.
Prabhu, you'll share the screen, Prabhu.
Yes. So Hare Krishna, welcome all of you for this ICF Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Suguna Vrenda Mataji, Aditi Roy, Anita Ramya Mataji, Aniruddha Prabhu, CM Radha Mataji, Meenakshi Mataji, Divya Mataji, Kripamai Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mahalakshmi, Meenakshi Mataji, Nirav Modi, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Nitya Kishori Mataji, Padmashri Mataji, Ramya Krishnan Mataji, Rogni Shetty Mataji, Shanti Mataji, Sharmila Mataji, Hare Krishna, thanks for joining.
Pranams Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Shobha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. And other people whom I missed also, Hare Krishna. And people who are going to join later also, for them also, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji, pranams.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, pranam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. I need volunteers. Those who are born in October, anybody's here in the month of October, they can raise your hands, or anybody is born in the October month.
Prabhuji, family members will do.
Yes.
May I go ahead, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Apsaro Muni Gandharva Siddha Vidyadharo Dharo Rogaihe Vitayamana Yashyasya Tad Ashrama Padam Yayuhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Somebody else can read the
Hare Krishna
translation.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. At that time, the three deities approached the hermitage of Atri Muni accompanied by the denizens of the heavenly planets, such as the celestial beauties, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, and the Nagas. Thus, they entered the ashrama of the great sage who had become famous by his austerities.
Continue the purport, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. It is advised in the Vedic literatures that one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of the universe and the Master of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. He is known as the Super Soul, and when one worships the Super Soul, all other deities such as Brahma and Shiva appear with Lord Vishnu because they are directed by the Super Soul. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Nobody's in the month of October. Family members, anniversary. Who is that? Kripamai Mataji.
Prabhuji, nobody is in the birthday for Prabhuji. Just like that, I raised my hand. Sorry, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Tatradurbhava samyoga vidyodita mana muhi uttishthana ekapadena tadarsa vibhudarsavan.
Okay.
Translation?
Wait, Mataji. I will ask somebody else to do it.
Thank you.
Ramya Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Danda.
Ramya Krishna Mataji or Rakesh Krishna Pa Prabhu will be able to unmute and read the translation. Ramya Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. 1 second, Prabhu, it's not coming. The sage was standing on one leg, but as soon as he saw that the three deities had appeared before him, he was so pleased to see them all together that despite great difficulty, he approached them on one leg. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Swayam Prabha Mataji. Swayam Prabha Mataji or Shanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Display, yeah. You want me to read the shloka?
Yeah, please.
Pranamya dandavat bhuma upatashter hadnan chalihi vrushahamsa suparna sthan swaish chinnaischa chinnitan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Translation. Rogini Mataji. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Thereafter, he began to offer prayers to the three deities who were seated on different carriers, a bull, a swan, and Garuda, and who held in their hands a drum, pusha grass, and a discus. The sage offered them his respects by falling down like a stick. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Kirpamai Sita Devi Mataji. Translation. Purport, yeah.
Purport. The danda means long rod, and what means like before a Sutavya, one has to fall down on the ground just like a stick. And this sort of offering of respect is called Dandavat. Atri Rishi offered his respect to the three deities in that way. They were identified by their different carriers and different symbolic representations. In that connection, it is stated here that Lord Vishnu was sitting on Garuda, a big aquiline bird was a big aquiline bird, and was carrying in his hand a disc. Brahma was sitting on a swan and had in his hand Pusta grass, and Lord Shiva was sitting on a bull and carrying in his hand a small drum called Damaru. Atri Rishi recognized them by their symbolic representations and different carriers, and thus he offered them prayers and respect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandatam.
Okay. Chandana Mataji or Sri Lekha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
कृपावलोकेन हसद्वदनेनोपलम्बितान् तद्रोचिषा प्रतिहते निमील्य मुनिरक्षिणी. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Sri Lekha Mataji will be able to read translation purport, please.
Okay. Atreya Muni was greatly pleased to see that the three devas were actually gracious towards him. His eyes were dazzled by the effulgence of their bodies, and therefore he closed his eyes for the time being. Purport. Since the deities were smiling, he could understand that they were pleased with him. Their glaring bodily effulgence was intolerable to his eyes, so he closed them for the time being. Dandavat Pranama, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Narasimha Chandrika or Meenakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, Shloka Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Atharuvacha. I'm not able to see. Mataji, could you-
Okay. 1 second. Now.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, got it. Chetas tat pravanam yunjan astavit samahatanjalihi slakshanaya suktaya vacha tarvaloka gariyasha.
Yeah.
Athir uvacha. Do you want me to read the second one also, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
विश्वोद्भावस्थितिलयेषु विभज्यमानैर् मायागुणैरनुयुगं विगृहीतदेहा ते ब्रह्म विष्णु गिरिश प्रणतोऽस्मि अहं वस् तेभ्यः क एव भवतां म इहोपहौत.
Thank you, Mataji. Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Narasimha Chandrika.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But since his heart was already attracted by the deities, somehow or other he gathered his senses, and with folded hands and sweet words he began to offer prayers to the predominating deities of the universe. The great sage Atri said, "O Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, you have divided yourself into three bodies by accepting the three modes of material nature, as you do in every millennium for the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all of you and beg to inquire whom of you three I have called by my prayers." Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can I read?
I think Mataji, let give opportunity to others who have raised.
Rohini Mataji was raising.
Yeah, please. Rohini.
Atri, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Atri Rishi called for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Jagat Ishvara, the Lord of Universe. The Lord must exist before the creation. Otherwise, how could he be its Lord? If someone constructs a big building, this indicates that he must have existed before the building was constructed. Therefore, the Supreme Lord, the creator of the universe, must be transcendental to the material modes of nature. But it is known that Vishnu takes charge of the mode of goodness, Brahma takes charge of the mode of passion, and Lord Shiva takes charge of the mode of ignorance. Therefore, Atri Muni said that Jagat Ishvara, the Lord of the universe must be one of you. But since three of you have appeared, I can recognize whom I have called. You are all so kind. Please let me know who actually is Jagat Ishvara, the Lord of the universe. In fact, Atri Rishi was doubtful about the constitutional position of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, but he was quite certain that the Lord of the universe cannot be one of the creatures created by Maya. His very inquiry about whom he called indicates that he was in doubt about the constitutional position of the Lord. Therefore, he prayed to all three, kindly let me know who is the transcendental Lord of the universe. He was certain, of course, that not all of them could be the Lord, but that Lord of the universe was one of the three. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुधापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय पुतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरिः ओम तत्सत्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे जगत। Hare Krishna, I welcome once again all of you. Also, I seek all your blessings before I speak on something today. It has been quite some time, right? We met. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay, how are you all doing between
Krishna's
last time
mercy.
and
Yes, how's
okay?
it going?
Okay. So this chapter we started the canto 4, the title The Creation of the Fourth Order. In the previously we have seen how Brahma created and things like that. So this is the fourth order, what has been created. And this is somewhat between Maitreya Rishi and Vidura. So it's wonderful that to see that entire two cantos are dedicated, third canto and fourth canto, completely dedicated. There are two persons who are sitting in somewhere in the bank of rivers and they're talking. That has been given importance out of 12 cantos. The two cantos completely, third canto and fourth canto, is the conversation of Maitreya and Vidura. So this continuation is continuing, and especially they started with creation, how Brahma is recreating. Then the fourth order creation, which is important of human being race. Now the part section where they came, the fourth, the title, the chapter is titled because the fourth order is especially the human creation. Especially we are coming from the Manu dynasty. So, so then the dynasty of the first chapter, chapter 1, titled the genealogical table of the daughters of Manu, because this is where you see the creation of human beings will start. Before that, the devatas, how they've been created, some of the Brahma's creation they've discussed. The fourth order is nothing but the Manu from Swayambhu Manu. How are the lineage is coming? That's what it has been discussed. So my question is that in Bhagavatam we see is the father son. He had four sons. Four sons had, he had further married to this person. Then there are seven children. It look like mundane, right? Somebody's family whose father mother. Why do we need to learn that in Bhagavatam? Does it make any sense? Pastime of Lord, okay. Devotees also, certain extent, okay, we can learn lessons because it's connected to the Lord. Now, somebody's Swayambhu Manu had three daughters, and three daughter had so many children. Then he had two sons. The two sons had so many sons, and their sons they got married, and their sons got married, and their sons got married. What is this in Bhagavatam? Why we are discussing that? Hare Krishna, your voice is slow. Krishnamurti Prabhu. Krishna.
Am I audible, Prabhuji? No,
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Because all these personalities were the incarnations of Supreme Lord only. Through them, you can able to know the supremacy of the Lord. I think I am thinking like that, Prabhuji.
You are thinking like that. You're not sure.
Oh, yes. Thank you much. Of course, confirmed. Pakka.
Okay. Anybody
I'll
else?
try, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Hare Krishna. I'll try, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
It is to show that the Krishna Supreme Lord is the Bija Pradapita, so that his son Brahma and Brahma's son and his generations, like that, we come to know like how the creation has happened.
Yeah, it's okay. But what is that I'm to do with Swayambhu Manu? How many sons he had? Prastuti, how many daughters she had? She had 16 daughters, whom she got married. How many kids born out of them? What is that I'm going to do with that?
It was just to show that how many ever children they had, they all had that the purpose of pleasing the Lord as an order. They all carried out, not on the basis of sense gratification. That.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
First, when Brahma creates the Kumaras, they refuse to expand the creation, but Swayambhu Manu, they agree as a service to their father. And then also, and one more point is, it is Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Viruddho Kamosmi. So whatever they are all doing is as a service to the Lord, and also it seems so mundane. So many people are born, like they're married and all that, but still, how each person is trying to attain the supreme is shown by different personalities. For example, Devahuti, how she attained. Devahuti and Kardama Muni. Devahuti was so attached to sense gratification, but then how she came out of it.
Is she? She is the mother of
No,
Supreme Person of Godhead.
No, sorry, I'm died to enjoy. So Kardama Muni gave her so many, airplanes and all that. But still, how
she is a realized soul. Okay. So yeah, so many answers you're trying to do. So this is the homework. Okay. Till the next time when I come, I will answer it when I meet you next time. But today's topic coming to the topic. So before that, I'll quickly bring you up to the speed. I know you've been hearing daily, but just for my purification, I'll quickly bring it. I don't know how many of you seen this diagram. Bhagavatam family tree. Are you? Oh, okay. I might be not sharing. Okay, let me share now. How many of you seeing this now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Did anyone walk you through before in this session?
No,
Yes.
You are
Prabhuji.
asking about this chart, Prabhu?
No, Prabhu.
Yesterday in short, Prabhuji said,
No.
Prabhuji, like how they're in very shortly he said, Prabhuji, like very little about this.
So Brahma, we are all know from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, then Shirodakshaya Vishnu we have from Mahavishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu novel, Brahma comes, right? Then Brahma had a lot of Mansaputra because he didn't marry to anyone. So one of them is Swayambhu Manu. Apart from that, he had many other sons as well. If you see Atri, whom we are going to discussing today, right? We are discussing about Atri Rishi. This Atri Rishi married to, which will come to that. So he had Atri Rishi. Basically, Atri Rishi is the lineage of the Chandra Vamsa. So Krishna would be born out of this Chandra Vamsa, and Ramachandra is born out of Surya Vamsa, right? So the Atri from his lineage is what Krishna is coming. That's a Soma Vamsa, which is nothing but the Chandra Vamsa. Then we have Narada Rishi, who is born out of mind, and Lord Shiva. Of course, Lord Shiva is different tattva. Even though he came out of Brahma, it does not mean that mm, is son of Brahma. But for Bhagavatam's sake, yes, in the description sake, he is come out of him. And Bhrigu Muni, Atreya, Pulaha, Vashishta Rishi, Angira, Pulatsya, and Marichi is another important Rishi. From whom the Kashyapa Rishi comes. The Kashyapa is the, what would you say, father of many of the different species of life, especially Diti and Aditi. From their Aditi, all the Devatas came, and Diti, we know Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha came. So then the Vaivastha Manu, which we are talking about today, the Manu's lineage is this Vaivastha Manu, current Manu. This is the current Manu, but we are not talking about his lineage. We are talking about the first Manu, who is nothing. Sorry, just give me a second. One second. Where did it go? Okay. Sorry about that. You're able to see. Now, the Swayambhu Manu lineage is what we are discussing, but the current Manu is Vaivastha Manu from Vaivasvan, the sun godhead. From Kashyapa, from Aditi, all the Devatas came, including the Surya Bhagavan. Then the Surya Vamsha here explained, Vaivastha Manu, the current Manu, from him how Krishna has come. So first is from the Atri Rishi, the Soma Vamsha comes, and from Marichi, the Surya Vamsha comes. Then Surya Vamsha, we know Ramachandra, Lord Ramachandra came. Of course, any lineage, if you see, there are many other incarnations are here. It is not only the two main incarnations which I am talking about, but there are other incarnation, other lineage. If you see Devahuti, from Devahuti, Lord Kapila from Nabi, Rishibadev came. Like that, we can see many incarnation as well. So then, if you look into the Swayambhu Manu, he had two male child, Priyavarta and Uttanapada. Of course, we did cover, of course, from Uttanapada, the Dromara story and things like that we will hear. And from same lineage, what the Chakshusha Manu, the previous Manu, also were born. Then we discussed third canto, last chapter about the Devahuti. He had three daughters. One is Ahuti, Prastuti, and Devahuti. And Devahuti is what predominantly we have seen Lord Kapila's teaching in the third canto, especially last one. And she had 7 daughters. Devahuti had 9. Lord Kapila, including Lord Kapila, 1 male child and 9 daughters. Out of 7 other daughters are there. And Kala, husband married to a Marichi. So we have seen this Marichi. So the Devahuti is again, sorry. Then why it's going back? Okay. Then we out of these 9 daughters, we have seen Anushya is the we will be discussing about Atri and Anushya. Anushya was married to Atri. So Atri and Anushya is right now meditating on Lord, requesting they should get a child like Lord's child like a Lord. That is their meditation, Atri and Anushya. That's the chapter in which we are reading now. So then in this chapter, it is explained he was meditating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and 3 people appeared. Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. And Atri started asking, oh, whom did I invite? Why are you, all 3 of you came here? I was requesting for the Supreme Creator. So you 3 of you came, kindly please clarify me what's happening with me. That's what Atri is asking. In this present context, we are seeing it. And also previously we would have seen the Ahuti's, one of the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Akuti married to Ruchi. And one condition Swayambhu Manu makes, any son you born, then give it to me. Because you know that Yajna is the incarnation of Krishna. So he want to serve Krishna in incarnation. That's why he made a condition to Ruchi. Whatever son born, you give it to me. See, sometimes the king doesn't have any lineage. He has only daughter. That time, what is that condition is that he can get married to a daughter. son-in-law saying that any son is born, he'll become my son, so that he will rule the kingdom. But here we see Swayambhu Manu had already two sons, Uttanapada and Priyavarta. So he had a lineage. And they are very, very good kings, Uttanapada and Priyavarta. There is no need for another son. But here, what is the lesson we can learn is that Swayambhu Manu knew that it's going to be an incarnation of Krishna, and he takes him as his own son. And Ahuti continues to have that girl child, Dakshina. But Dakshina and Yagna, Dakshina is incarnation of Lakshmi, so he gets married to Dakshina. Then the later part of this entire chapter, we're going to see the entire canto of Prastuti. Prastuti is the wife of Daksha. And from Prastuti, the Sati, the previous incarnation of Durga Devi, or Mother Parvati, the previous life, she was called Sati. And how she burns herself. Then in the later incarnation, she comes as a Parvati and get married to Shiva. So that's one of the daughter. And of course, Prastuti had very wonderful daughters, total 16 of them, out of which predominant Sati is the last one. Aditi Kashyapa married to Diti, also married to Kashyapa. Kashyapa, in fact, married many of the daughters. And he also married to Murti, and Narayana comes like that. So it's predominantly in this lineage, we can see that one is the Swayambhu Manu lineage, then how they are married to the Brahma's various sons or Rishis, Sapta Rishis, some of them, and the various Manus are born. And we also see at the end of it, the Surya Vamsha, Lord Ramachandra comes. And Krishna, of course, the Pandavas and the Yadus dynasty, where Krishna is born from the Soma Vamsha. Because Atri had three sons. One is the Soma, which is the incarnation of Brahma, and Dattatreya, who is incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and Durvasa Rishi, which we all know is very angry person, is the Hamsa of the Lord Shiva. So three of them take birth on the request of Anushya. That's what we are discussing. So I was thinking, what is it we can learn today from this slokas? Because we know, we have seen high level the lineage of the Swayambhu Manu, and we are discussing about how Devahuti's daughters, Anushya got married to Atri, and Atri and Anushya, they were been meditating. They've been requested to make progeny, then they were meditating. And they did tapasya. So one interesting thing, Prabhupada talks about dandavats. Most of the time we all say, Prabhu, dandavats, pranam to you. So one of the purport Prabhupada explains, let me quickly go over. So I don't know which shloka was that, maybe previous one.
It's in text 24, Prabhuji.
Yes. So they're praying to the deities. So most of the time in the temple, India, when we go South India, especially, we see outside Nandi will be there in any temple. If you go to Vishnu temple, we see Garuda Alvar will be there, like that. So any, Kartikeya, then there will be a peacock. If it is Ganesha, there will be a rat. So where do you park our vehicles? In your house, outside, right? Or in the garage, whatever it is, right? So similarly, they all have their own vehicles. So they are also temple is in house. So they are also park their vehicle outside. So like that, and he's seeing Atri is praying, they were pleased by the super soul. Then immediately Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Mahesh, they all three, Trinity comes. And he sees that Garuda, Vishnu is sitting on Garuda, and Swan is what Brahma is sitting. And of course, there are different weapons also each deity has. Sudarshan is, of course, for Vishnu. Like that, Kushagras is what Brahma is having, and Shiva is having the trident. Dramru is here, there is mentioned as Damaru. So he was carrying the Damaru and sitting on the bull. The respective symbols and respective weapons. So when they come and they're pleased, oh, Atri, what do you want? And that's where he started asking, oh, I was praying for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Supreme Creator, Maintainer and Destructor, and all three of you come. I don't know whom I called you, please clarify. Out of three of you, there must be one person Supreme, not all the three of you can be Supreme. So here the word is Prabhupada using Jagatishvara. Jagatishvara means somebody is who is control of the entire universe. There must be one. You can't have three. So what is that lesson we can learn is that, see, even though they are at the very great level, Rishi level, they didn't even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is what we can understand. Because his understanding there is a Supreme Being they knew, but they didn't know who is the Supreme Person. Because when he meditated, all three came. Then he started asking, well, I was praying for the Jagatishwara. You three of you come. Please explain me why all three of you are who is the Supreme, like that. So, so one thing is, the second aspect is, even requesting Lord to become our child, or I want a child who is similar as Lord. This is also material qualification, material desire rather. One is Lord coming on his own. That's a different. But for example, Kardamu Muni, he didn't request, oh my Lord, you need to become my son. So that was Lord's blessing. I'll become your son as Lord Kapila Dev. That's another aspect. But here in Bhagavatam, we see there are 2-3 cases where, like Atri and Anushuya, who were requesting, were meditating on the Lord, so that they want a son like a God's like a God, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who are the other people who meditated in Bhagavatam? Does anyone know? The same case. There are 2-3 cases where they pray to the Lord that you become my son.
Sutapa
Vasudeva
Sutapa?
Devaki.
Vrishni and Sutapa.
Devaki Mataji, Prabhuji, Devaki.
Amele? Amele? Yeah. So Nabi was praying for his son to become like that. I don't know where is in the Rishabhadev, Lord Nabi, right? Here you can see the King
Maharaj
Nabi.
Prabhuji
The-
is also the Lord.
He's a Lord, but who has prayed for him to? He didn't pray. So it's Nabi who has prayed that Lord, he wants the son like Lord's quality. So then Rishabhadev born, because there is nobody is equal to Lord. So Lord himself has to come. The only option is Lord himself has to come. There is no other option. In case of Sutapa and Prishni, so there are 3 generations, 3 lifetimes. They wanted to have Lord as a son. So in the first lifetime, it's Sutapa and Prishni. Prishni Garbha was born. The next life, they become the Kashyapa and Aditi. That's why you see the Kashyapa and Aditi had so many sons out of his Upendra. Upendra is the Vamana avatar. Indra's Upaindra, Indra's son, sorry, Indra's brother is Upaindra. So he still stays in the heaven and giving mercy. So Upendra, who is none other than the Vamana avatar, is born to Kashyapa and Aditi in the second lifetime. The third lifetime was Vasudeva and Devaki. So then Krishna is born to them like that. So these are the 3-4 instances where the devotees are requesting it to Krishna to be born as their child. Of course, these are not what do you say? It is good to have Lord as a son, no doubt about it, but still it will fall under, it's not a pure devotional service, because there's also some desire that I want to have Lord as my son, who is same as Lord. So that's also another aspect we can learn. There are 2 aspects. One is that even at 3 Rishi level, knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is very difficult. So we are so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada and previous Acharyas, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came, he knew our levels in Kali Yuga, that these people cannot never be able to understand any Shastri. They will not be able to read any Vedas. They will not be able to read anything, understand. So he didn't complicate things. He simply gave this chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and Srimad Bhagavatam. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshasthanayas Taddama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Vapashana Vrajavado Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Madhumitam Tatradanapa Mahaprabhu gave clearly instruction in this one shloka. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas, the only worshipable deity is Krishna, straightforward. Now Atri is confused. Should I worship Brahma? Should I worship Vishnu? Oh, Brahma is there. Whom should I worship? Then Dattatreya is also incarnation. Buddha is also incarnation. Whom do we worship? There's so much confusion. But he made it very plain, clear. Vrajesha Tanayas Tattama Vrindavanam. Worshipable place, holy place is Vrindavan. Worshipable deity is Krishna. Ramya Kach Upasano. So, in case you want to do Upasana, want to worship, what is the mood? What is that? Whom should you follow? Vrajavadus, the gopis, whatever they worship, that is the mood in which you should worship. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. What is the scripture I need to read? Srimad Bhagavatam, only scripture you have to read. Don't read anything else. You will not understand to come to the conclusion. So they would meditate. Those days, there is no books, right? Atri, for him to know, it's only he has to ask some people. And there is no progeny whom he will ask. They are the only creating this progeny. Of course, his Brahma is accessible, probably. Then his father, Swayambhu Manu. Like that. So Atri is, you can go to his father and ask Brahma. But, all of his, they're coming. And Atri started asking, I know, Shiva is destruction, Brahma, my father, you create something, and Vishnu maintains it now. But I need to know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we take things for granted in Kali Yuga because of Srila Prabhupada pure mercy. We think that, okay, yeah. See, now we know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, so many things. It's very, very rare those days to be known. And especially they have to do so many years of tapas and austerity, but still they wouldn't know who is the Supreme Personality. Is it not simple thing everybody should know as soon as they're born? It is not like that. So that's where the position of the Manushya Janma, especially born in India, is very, 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 very special because that too in this Kali Yuga. Why this is special? This is the yoga where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just passed 500 years ago. He just taken birth. He doesn't come in every Kali Yuga. Not he comes in every cycle. We are so fortunate, and we are so fortunate to have happen in the association of the Srila Prabhupada direct disciples. How fortunate we are, because Prabhupada is propagated. Some of you may born during Prabhupada's time, may not have association, but probably would have born when Prabhupada was in this planet. But many of you may not be the opportunity, but we have directly receiving the opportunity from those personalities. So today's theme, what is the time? Okay, now I'm starting the Bhagavatam. I gave the introduction now. So another 10-15 minutes, I want to highlight the importance of preaching. Yesterday, I was listening to His Holiness Bhakti Pracharaka Maharaj. He was here in our temple. So you're also talking about the importance of preaching, and he's asking us to commit. We had celebrated ISKCON Cultural Center 1-year anniversary, and he invited Maharaj. Maharaj gave a wonderful talk. I'm just extending that, saying that we need to understand our fortunate situation where we are in. It's not only understanding our fortunate situation. What is it we are going to do with the fortunate situation? That's what we're going to discuss for another 15-20 minutes. With that, I would wind up exactly at 10:30. Then I can have more question answer sessions like that. So Maharaj was explaining that. So before that, I remember one quote from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He says this famous verse, Pranache tarse hetu prachar. It means that the devotee has life and therefore he preaches. Anybody preaches means he has a life. If somebody is not preaching, means he doesn't have a life. And this wonderful sloka again from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adirila, 9th chapter, 41 verse. Bharata bhumite haila manusya janma yara janma sartaka kari kara para upakara. Bharata bhumile haila manusya janma yara. In this manusya janma in Bharata bhumile, whoever taken it, janma sartaka kori. How you can satisfy your janma sartaka? Kara para upakara. Please preach to other people. That is the only way you're Sarthaka, born a human being. I say, Prabhu, I'm very proud Indian. I'm born in India. The only you can have when you have a proud is that when you preach about this Krishna conscious to others. Otherwise, there is no pride in saying I'm Indian. I'm born in India. I'm a Hindu. There is no benefit. So that way, Maharaj was telling in the class that everyone should preach. Everyone should preach and distribute this message of Godhead to others. So there are few Prabhupada's Leelas I want to talk about, few stories I want to talk about. Then probably quickly touch upon one or two episodes. All of them I may not be able to touch, but some of them I would like to touch. Then we will wind up that saying the importance of preaching, because we see the position of Atri and Anushya. Of course, they are not ordinary person. They're all realized soul, but maybe for our purpose they might act like that. And of course, Prabhupada writes in the purport saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they didn't know. So, but Prabhupada has easily given all those things, but we should not waste our life getting this opportunity. If somebody has given opportunity, Krishna has given this opportunity to know something, and we are not utilizing it, means Krishna would say, okay, in here you're not utilizing, what is the point in me giving this to you again, right? So before that, I just want to quickly show you a video for 2 minutes, then we will have a discussion, okay? I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know if you are able to see that, then I will quickly talk through that other stuff. So this is Prabhupada in 11 years. He 65 to 1977. He traveled all over the world. Probably I would. So Prabhupada had spent a lot of time in these countries, different times. They just counted, somebody has put a very beautiful graphic
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you play the video, Prabhu?
Yeah, you didn't see?
No, the screen was
Prabhuji.
Huh?
Not
Audio, Prabhuji.
we could just hear the audio only.
Oh my God, you would have told me. Okay, let me do it quickly. Now you are able to see?
Yeah, we can see, but it's paused, Prabhuji. I think you have to play. No, we couldn't. The screen is not moving.
Oh, you would have told me. I don't know why. Let me share my screen. Is it now visible? Are you able to see now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. There was a change in the display, Prabhuji,
Yes,
that
Prabhu.
Germany and all that.
Now
We
we can
couldn't
see. Yeah.
You
Yes,
couldn't
Prabhuji.
able to see?
Yeah, we can see, Prabhu. You should play.
Yeah, just see the cursor. The cursor will be moving, and there are a lot of
Yeah.
countries. So this 11 years, Prabhupada has traveled to many places, and he preached all over the places. But it's not that simple that Prabhupada just went and traveled around the globe. He established 108 temples. There are devotees given their blood, they're given their life to establish this ISKCON movement. It's not how today Maharaj also was giving in the lecture today, that it is Krishna conscious means it is not rows of beds that, oh, I've taken now Krishna conscious, now everything is all right. There will be anxiety, there will be always problem to face, and devotees have sacrificed. And if you see the kind of sacrifices this devotee has done, right, then we will be shamed. Of course, we can imitate. There are great personalities. There are pure souls who has come from all over from the spiritual world, Prabhupada disciples, and they're doing it. Of course, we can't imitate, but there needs to be a lot of inspiration for us. Why we can't preach? Some of you are already preaching it, but one thing is to continue that, expand that. Other thing is those who are not preaching, start preaching again. See how we can use our life, which has been given so much valuable thing which we have in our with our hand, and we are not realizing it is, oh, it's a valuable jewel I have in my hand, which we are not using it for preaching. To start with, today I will, we have seen in the map, Prabhu has gone to Africa continent. So every continent yatra has one story to talk about the initial days of Krishna consciousness. And many of them has written already documented. You can read it from some of them, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, some of them are his disciple who can talk about it like that. The one which I want to talk about is today, probably we will have time for only Africa yatra, and Germany has similarly the story, and America has its own story. Then we have India has its own story. Russia has its own story, right? Probably I'll share only one story of South Africa, Western Africa, where the Prabhupada has preached. Then probably we can wind up the session today. So let me know if you're able to see my presentation.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
So this is the story of Yatra in Africa, right? Srila Prabhupada was initially establishing this. Mataji's name is Haladini Devi Mataji. She is the Prabhupada disciple. I'm just going the presentation. Yeah. So she was born and brought up in Detroit in USA. She is basically US citizenship, Mataji, and she was very, very eager when she joined the temple, and she would do a lot of Jagannath means she likes it, especially Pujari service. So she would take care of the deities like her own child, and very sincere, never misses anything. And she also interested in preaching a lot of kids program, and she was serving in the New Vrindavan. So she joined very early age, 20 something like that. She joined the temple, and she been doing it 1972. They moved to Vrindavan and they were serving husband and wife. After some time, she decided go to when Prabhupada was traveling and the entire thing was moving, spreading, and Prabhupada wanted a lot of help to spread this mission across different places. So sometime he would call Tamal Krishna Maharaj, why don't you go to China, where he doesn't want to go, but then he called those three couples. Then he said, you go to UK and preach. Like that Prabhupada was doing, and he was also traveling. So Haladri Mataji thought, okay, Africa, there's a place called Liberia. And she thought, okay, this is the place. There are a lot of devotees, requires a lot of support. Let me go and preach. And she went there like that. So that time, what happened is like just like now Bangladesh story, right? Sheikh Hasina was there. She was being thrown out of the power. There's somebody's cooped the entire system, right? Similarly, there's a person called Johnson, Prince Johnson. He wants to remove the existing government, and he occupied, and he was a more atrocious person. He is more of like a gunda, terrorist, whatever you call it as, and he would kill many people, harass them like that. So that time, the US government had sent closer to 200 ships for what? Evacuating the entire citizenship, saying that Africa is no more safe. So all our India over as America citizenship, they should board the ship and they have to come back to USA. So that's a level of what do you say? Notification given. That is the alert was given. They knew that it is going out completely out of control, and this person is very rogue, and he would kill anyone, each and everyone who speaks against him. So that was the situation, and it is not at all safe. They have to evacuate, like how now Russia and Ukraine were happening. People fled, and the government had made arrangement to send 200 to 300 ships, and everybody came. But Haladini Mataji said, I will stay because there is no protection for the devotees. And she wrote a letter to Radhanath, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj and other his friends, saying that, God brothers, I'm staying back in Liberia, and I would serve. So there were every day there's war is happening. People don't have anything to eat. So these devotees, it's a small group of 5-6 devotees. That's all this center. And she would write to this person Johnson, saying that, see, there are people are suffering. Wouldn't you allow us to feed them? At least we will do the seva of feeding them. He said, okay. And but it is going on. It is becoming so atrocity that he would kill everybody. Whomever anybody speaks, he would kill them. And every day they used to hear that village 10 people were killed. This village, neighboring village, another 10 people were killed. Every day this is the news. And the devotees cannot tolerate it, and they wrote it back to him saying that, see, what is your problem? Why are you killing people? Right? You are already occupied the position, but every day we hear you killing many innocents' life. There is nothing to do with you. They don't protest or nothing. They go and randomly kill. Even slight provocation, they will go and kill them. So this letter, when he received it, he got so much angry in him. How dare you guys are advising me? Who are you to advise? So he will always have his team. He would immediately instruct his team. Okay, today you are going to this place and killing these people. Then as soon as he get a letter received, he said, see, this ISKCON guys have written letter, go and kill all of them. Right? That's instruction. The devotees came to know. By the time they came to know, though, the people also came. And there are 5 Prabhus were there and 2 Matajis, including Haladini Mataji. Right? All of them were taken. Some of the 2 people jumped off while capturing it. They jumped off. The remaining 3 Prabhus they caught, and these 2 Matajis, 5 of them been taken to the river, on the banks of river, and these devotees are watching from remote distance, what is happening. And they said, okay, you are advising us, so our order is to kill all of you. And probably we want to spare, because you're Hare Krishna devotees, I will spare these 2 Matajis, but I will kill all those men who are arrested. So they bound the hand behind, and they started taking guns and started shooting at the men. Haladini Mataji said, how can you do Vaishnava Aprad? I can't tolerate. If I have to go, I can't see this injustice. Let my life go. And she came in between when they shot bullet, and the first bullet went was this Haladini Mataji. And she passed away on the spot. She collapsed on the spot. And of course, they did kill all the other men, and they drove away, leaving that one Mataji. So the person who has witnessed it, they're all documented this. Such a glorious death. And they don't know. This body doesn't know. They're not born in India. They don't know Krishna. Prabhupada association, maybe 2-3 months. But look at the conviction on which they could able to preach. He said, even my life goes, I will preach. I can't stop. Haridas Thakur was beaten in marketplaces. He said, you cut me into pieces. My every limbs of the body would chant Hare Krishna mantra. I can't stop preaching. You can't stop me preaching. So similarly, Mataji said, how can I see another Vaishnavas getting killed? There is, she said, I can't see. And she just voluntarily went and there's no need to, they said they will not kill her, but she went and voluntarily gave her life to protect the devotees. I can't see that. That's a sacrifice many devotees have done in each yatra. I need to tell you, if you hear it, you will keep crying every day. There are a lot of sacrifices done to establish this. Why? They have so much conviction on Prabhupada. They had so much conviction on Krishna that preaching is the essence. There's nothing else. So once we are born in India, we know the importance of Bhagavatam. We have been hearing it. See, there are three levels of Maharaj was explaining also. I also, previous class also I was explaining, there are three levels of Bhagavatam. One is that information, acquire information, a lot of stories. I've showed some pictures, family genealogy. You understood a lot of information. You keep storing a lot of information. But what is the use? That knowledge is not realized. You're not applying in your life. You're not learning from Shiva and Daksha's pastime how you should not get angered. If you're not controlling, you're not realizing that information, it remains on the information level, and that is purely material level. There is a spiritual intelligence and material intelligence. It will stay in your material intelligence. It's just like you read another novel. There's nothing to do. Of course, Bhagavatam will give some sukruti, but does not mean that I've learned a lot of things and now I'll become a pure devotee. No, it can still stay in the mental platform because you're not preaching, you're not applying that, because you're not compassionate. What is that? After learning Bhagavatam, you should be compassionate. If you're not compassionate, you're not preaching, that means it stays still at the information level in your head. There's no use. Now, the second level is the realized knowledge. Information becomes jnana becomes vijnana, the realized knowledge. Then you transform when you speak to others. When the transformation happens to others, then that's where your purity comes into picture, and you could able to transform somebody's life. Then there are various levels, right? The three levels. So at least we should our best try to just not only hearing everyday Bhagavatam, but if you don't preach and put it in application, number one, you yourself will not progress, because without preaching, you wanted to try to your sadhana, it will not have much effect, because when you preach others, oh, I also need to do that. That motivation comes, enthusiasm comes, that commitment comes, regardless comes. That way, we also should help in propagating the holy name and whatever means capacity we have. There is no qualification required for anyone to preach. The only qualification required is the faith that yes, Krishna is the ultimate and Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate, and I have the most valuable thing on the earth nobody else has. Even the devatas, they are struggling to take birth as a human life. They're waiting in the queue saying that when do I take Manusya Janma and go back to Godhead? Because of Krishna's duty is duty bound, they're all just waiting. Oh, in this form of life, I have to enjoy so many things and I have to suffer. And they're all waiting. Devata, so many years they have to wait to go back to Godhead. But whereas we can just take about 40, 30, 50 years, 60 years, whatever it is, do some chanting, preach little bit, and we are going back to Godhead. Is it not wonderful to realize that we are not utilizing this purpose of human life, then we are wasting our life. With that, I will stop here. Whenever time permits, we will discuss the other pastimes of wherever Prabhupada went, how the people have sacrificed. Germany is another wonderful story. Russia is another wonderful episode. And in India, Mumbai is another wonderful episode. Every yatra for that matter. London is another wonderful episode of yatra. So like that, I can keep on talking about the sacrifices done by the people who didn't had any faith on Krishna, who didn't know about Krishna, and just Prabhupada was there, and they said, yes, Prabhupada, we will give you a life. We don't need to give our life. Prabhupada is not asking that, neither our Guru Maharaj. They're asking in your life, just in a weekly once, spend 2-3 hours in preaching, put some effort in preaching. With that, I would stop here. Hare Krishna. Somebody has raised the hand. Anita Mai Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, first of all, for this wonderful class and bringing out the point like how when we spread the message, what we have heard, then we'll get the conviction. to follow the process. So thank you so much for stressing on that point. And I just have a request for you to share this PPT with us. Is that okay, Prabhuji, for you?
Yeah, but you will not understand. I can share, but which part of it you want to share? It's a huge PPT. I just took.
Yes, so means you were saying about the different yatra pastimes, right? So there are different pastimes for different yatras also, means like.
You can take a screenshot now only, because I'll be able to share, because yeah. So this is the Aladini Mataji story, which I talked about in Liberia, Africa continent. And the next one is Germany, Frankfurt.
Okay.
You can search the trial of Hare Krishna people in Germany, 1978. How the fault witness came and how devotees were suffering. And it took 2.5 years to do a legal fight to even establish ISKCON as a society in Germany. And the salted bread, we all know, you need to buy this book. It's available in Amazon. This is the story of how Russia has now lakhs and lakhs of devotees. Out of this two devotee, one devotee has sacrificed his life. One person has sacrificed his limbs and other parts of the body. Completely void became. So these two people sacrifice now lakhs and lakhs of people who are able to practice Krishna conscious just because these two people have given life. And they put in the jail, tortured, beaten. They put some injection on them to mentally go crazy. I make them unconscious, not to work on his brain. And they would take the paste and put as a tilak. And they take the bread and they make a small mala and chant their Hare Krishna mantra. That kind of conviction, when we are not well, we will say, okay, well, let me do the chanting tomorrow. But they were being beaten, broken their limbs, broken their backbone, and still they wouldn't stop chanting, and still they would find the paste as a tilak and they would do Nashingarti and Kirtan. Then Prabhupada, this was his story in Bowery, that part. And also there were initial cases in US, a lot of court cases happened that you can refer in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. And you move from US, come to India, then you can read this book, Giriraj Swami, and the struggle of Mumbai. 13 years Prabhupada has struggled. Court case dealing with the bureaucrats and the gundas. It is a wonderful book to read on the Indian pastime like that. So you can go on and on. Then another pastime of how he is installed. The initial struggle of Sham Sundar, Malini Mataji in UK. That's some of them are in Leila Mrita. You have to take section and you have to do these slides. So I keep doing it. I say when I find time and things like that. It's not completed. All the continents. I was looking at different countries and yatras, how the sacrifice was done. So these are 3 or 4 sacrifices immediately came to my mind. I just documented. There are many other which I need to research and document it for various cities and various places where Prabhupada went, read his Lilamrita, hear from his disciples. Then I need to make this presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for making this. So there is no book as such except salted bread, right? So only we have to go in person and we have to search for all these pastimes.
Yeah.
Is it what? Thank you, Prabhuji. So I think I request next time also when you come, you can share 2-3 pastimes like this, so that it will be helpful for us to contemplate on this.
Yeah, Krishna willing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was like a feast to our ears. Please do keep coming whenever you have time. We are thankful.
Keep in mind, hearing Bhagavatam is not the only thing. If it is not translating that Gyan to Vigyan, we are not progressing.
Yes,
that's still in the material plane. How can you tell Prabhu it is spiritual, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is all beyond this modes of material nature, that's all there. But if it stays in your material intelligence, then it is still material. It will become spiritual when you realize it and start acting upon it, preaching. That's where you connect that knowledge, the information. There are so many people, you can Google it, somebody can give wonderful presentation, you can store the knowledge. Knowledge is one thing, that is not the ultimate thing. When it transforms other person's life, when the speaker transforms, that's where the real purity comes in, and that's where real the purpose of hearing Bhagavatam in association of pure Vaishnava is that we do get realized and we do get transformation in our life. Otherwise, it's just another reading of novel.
Very true, Prabhuji. Very true. I totally agree with this, because recently when I was going through, I was reading one quote where Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, the difference between when you read the scriptures, whether Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, any translations for that matter of what Srila Prabhupada's works, what is the difference? Realization or self-realization? The self-realization is more important, because when you cultivate to yourself that realization, then itself, Krishna sitting as Paramatma, will enlighten you to pass it on to others. Definitely, you're going to have a revolution within yourself, and you're going to, tool it for others' life. That was beautiful.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes.
Hari.
Anyone wants to share their preaching activity so that other people get interested or they're inspired? I know most of you are very humble. You might be doing it. It's just my purification I told, but many of you might be doing it. You can share so that others get inspired or continue. I get more inspiration to continue my preaching.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, it's not possible because I'm a very fallen soul and fallen devotee, practicing devotee, Prabhuji. Like whichever chance I get in my family, I try to see Prabhuji, like in sharing the WhatsApp status also. I try to post more and more preachings of Prabhupada and Krishna, and try to connect all of them with the messages of Krishna only, Prabhuji. This is what I'm trying, Prabhuji. I need all your blessings. Hare Krishna. That's
Distribute books. Prabhupada said, 3 hours lecture, what you will do? Give my books, it is the best thing. Some of you, whatever the opportunity, they like it or not, send them the books, courier it, occasions, whenever you find opportunity. Of course, one is preaching the family. That's a difficult thing. See, you should not preach to family, number one, because they may or may not listen. Most of the time, they may not listen. High chances that they will not listen. Preaching to others is easy. Preaching to families requires a lot of expertise in doing that, number one. Number two, the best thing is that give them the Krishna conscious Sukriti, which Maharaj was talking about. You can give them prasadam, allow them to read one shloka, or some touch of the Bhagavad Gita. These are the things, Sukriti, by doing that, they'll come to Krishna consciousness. If a person doesn't have a Sukriti, a person who is chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, yesterday I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of holy name, a person who has already gone to all the holy places, a person who has done all the austerities, a person who has done all the sacrifices and charity, only after that he will be eligible to chant Hare Krishna Mantra. So which you are chanting Hare Krishna Mantra now, it means that you have performed all the sacrifices, you went to all the holy places. That Shukriti is there, that's why you're able to even do that. Sometimes it's, of course, is costless murti of Srila Prabhupada. But if you develop that Shukriti for other person, your family members, slowly, this lifetime, another lifetime, we don't know when. But adding their slow little bit of Sukriti to them, one day they'll become a devotee. So that way we can preach to our family members. But other people, place and time circumstances, directly we can preach. That's more effective.
Prabhuji, I like to do the book distribution, Prabhuji, but I am not getting that enough, strength, Prabhuji. Like, I'm not so confident when they ask questions, or how will I be able to convince them?
You don't need to convince, you don't need to speak anything. It doesn't matter. Book distribution doesn't require great skills. There's one person, I remember pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. There's a bus party. There is one person, sort of mentally, you can say, not that stable, but he's very enthusiastic. He comes to the temple, and there are a lot of book distributors. They're all going. This one day, this person said, I want to come. He said, what you will come, what you will speak, you can't do anything, No, better you stay here. No, I can at least lift the books and things. They thought, okay, let him at least some cleaning vessels. When we are cooking, he can help something. They thought and brought him. They went to that one place in the evening and they tried very hard. Generally, they distribute hundreds of books. As soon as they go, they do it. They are trying very, very hard. Nothing had happened. So they were completely dejected. The stalwarts who've been doing for many years. Then they said it's late time anyhow, we'll do Gaura Arti, take sleep, next day we'll go to some other place. Probably this place is not very conducive. We'll go to another village and we'll distribute. And they took, and the morning they were trying to get ready and go to the another village. 7 o'clock, this person got up, the new person who Bhakta who came, and he ran away somewhere. People, they don't know where this guy is gone. And he also took some books. They were wondering, what is this guy? We tried so much, nothing is going to happen. Why this guy ran away or something? Anyway, they also waited for some time. He came for Prasad. And he distributed all the books. To the surprise, he said, how did you do it? And he showed just Prabhupada books, opened it, and first page was Prabhupada photo was there. He told, see this Prabhupada, he saved me. So people got so much moved. Oh, this person, if Prabhupada able to change this person's heart, and he's not able to express, he could not able to speak properly. He was just showing Prabhupada, he saved my life. That's all he told. And people bought it, and he distributed all the books. He becomes the top distributor. This Paramatma connection to Paramatma connection. Paramatma in your heart to other person, he convinces them to take it. You might be a scholar, you might tell 200 shlokas, you may not buy the book. It is the surrender, how much you surrender, that much surrender books goes. Never matter, you can speak, even a dumb person can do it. As simple as that. If you think I'm not qualified, I don't know anything, that's your centering around yourself, saying I'm not unqualified. Who are we? We are always unqualified. It's only Prabhupada gives the qualification. So that way we think, oh, if you're doubting on Prabhupada mercy, then you are doubting your Prabhupada mercy. You're doubting on Srila Prabhupada mercy, your Guru Maharaj mercy, your previous Acharya's mercy. Can't they do it? Using as your instrument? Do you think they are not capable of you using as your instrument?
Yes, Prabhuji, they can do, Prabhuji.
That surrender is there, it will happen.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for increasing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, it's time. Anybody
Prabhuji.
want to share anything? Last one before we wind up.
Prabhu, taking this opportunity, I just wanted to say, first thing is we must all have thirst, that if I have got, we should pass it on to others. This is what Srila Prabhupada also said, that I don't want teachers, I want preachers, because that is what is lacking. Hardly somebody is able to give awareness. So that awareness is required. So in our Bhakti Vriksha, we used to earlier, it was a compulsory, any birthday, any anniversary in the family, you must give as a return gift, to others, Srila Prabhupada's small books. Because any family, if we see, we have, it's me, my husband, 2 children, so 4 birthdays, 1 anniversary, 5 books, every family can afford small books.
Wonderful.
So we made a compulsory kind of a thing, and also, Prabhu, small thing, all the festivals, sorry, I'm taking time, all dear devotees, these festivals these utsavas are nothing but the utsaha within us, that enthusiasm to be fired, every time we need to give them fire by, having thirst. Give prasadam. I always tell in my classes also that every Ekadashi, try to make some Ekadashi prasad and don't give to the devotees they are aware of. Always pass on to others, your watchman, your children's school bus wala, your rickshaw wala, your sabji wala. These are the people to whom this prasad will go like a sukruti, because we are carrying within us the poison of 84 lakh species janma that we traveled. How that will go off? The prasadam. And if we can, print small maha mantras, pass on to. Prabhu, for me, whether it is a bus stop or other clinic or anything, with my children, when I was in Dubai, when I came from Muscat, I felt that I have done a Vaishnava aparadh where I could not see one tilakdhari also. So I used to pray, I used to request within my heart to Radharani that I am thirsty, give me the way. So after some time when I thought that there is no way and I'm kind of lost, then I thought, okay, my Guru Maharaj sheltered me. And I'm like, I'm not able to do anything. One fine day morning, when I was packing the tiffins for my children, I said, okay, let me make one more tiffin. And I used to tell my children, Give this to your next friend and bring their full name, so-called, because I will understand which nationality that person or which, so we say, whether it is, so you understand. So like that, in a week, 2 times, I will ask them to share their tiffin. And Prabhu, this is what happened. My eldest son, he shared fried idlis with somebody, and they were Telugu. Their parents came to us. I was looking for, this. So they came and they said, we have heard, Brahman, Vaishya, Shudra, all this. What is Vaishnava? Because your son, when my son was trying to take something from his tiffin, he said, don't touch my tiffin. I have an extra one from there you eat. My mummy says, because we are Vaishnava. So I had a question, what is this Vaishnava? So I said, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now I hold them. And Prabhu, that child, being Telugu, very fond of non-veg, he declared in the house, I will not even eat non-veg and no onion garlic.
Wonderful.
Prabhu, so I think, I'm taking a lot of time. So we have to take these baby steps, and we should not think, I don't know, I cannot do. As rightly you said, if we have got that sukruti of in one life to get association, to understand what prasadam is miracle, what is Prabhupada's translated books, what is having a Shiksha Guru, so many Shiksha Gurus in your life, and having a Diksha Guru is like you got a visa stamped that I will take you to Krishna. I will deliver to you Krishna, provided you follow. Don't fall, but you follow. So this is what is in my blood, Prabhu. Sorry, I've taken you a longer
I know
time.
there are a lot of realized souls in this
Yes,
call,
Prabhu.
but I just want to take your association more. Thank you so much. I'm
I'm
fortunate.
so fortunate through our Bhakti Vriksha. So many took Diksha from Kadam Kanand Maharaj, from Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, from Bhakti Charu Maharaj. So for me, all of them are my Shiksha Gurus, because everybody has taken Diksha from somebody or the other. So even in Bangalore now, Sadhu Sevan Prabhu is there, Narayani Mataji is there. They are from our class. But Prabhu, end of the day, I always feel what Guru Maharaj has given, what Prabhupada has given, we can never return that back.
Absolutely.
In Monday, we say we cannot pay back to our mother and father. Yes, we cannot. But to our spiritual father, never ever we will be able to do it.
Absolutely.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams to you for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
No, it's wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. I'm done.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Prabhuji, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಮೀ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್. ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರೋ, ನನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರೋ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅಕಂಪನಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೈಡ್ ಮೀ. ನಾನು ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೀವು ಅದೇ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀರೋ, ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಾದ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮೀ. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಭುಗಳೇ?
Hare Krishna. You surrender to the more senior souls. Achintya Gopinath Prabhu is there. So take his guidance. Whatever possible, I'll do, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhayabhacha patitanam
तावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
Srila
जय।
Prabhupada ki jai.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Thank you Prabhuji. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा।
Pranams.
Thank you so much.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, all
Krishna.
devotees.
Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. With permission of everybody, I'll disconnect.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा सुगुण माता जी।